OpenClaw is a polarizing subject. On one hand,
Peter Steinberger's here, and he wrote a piece of software. It's called OpenClaw, and I don't know if he realized how successful it was going to be, but the importance is profound. OpenClaw is the #1, it's the most popular open source project in the history of humanity, and it did so in just a few weeks.
on the other side, you have people that say,
These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy.
Today we're taking a look at NemoClaw running on a Jetson. We'll make up our own minds. Thank you very much.
And it's that important. It is that important. It will do, well, this is all you do, okay? We're announcing our support of it. Let me just quickly go through this. I want to show you a couple things. You simply type this. You type this into a console, and it goes out. It finds OpenClaw. It downloads it. It builds you an AI agent, and then you could tell it whatever else you need to do. Okay? So let's take a look.
Sounds pretty easy. Before we get started, OpenClaw has serious security risks. NemoClaw puts OpenClaw in a container, but that only mitigates part of the problems. I'll discuss that at the end of the video. Let's install NemoClaw on a Jetson. I'm using a Jetson AGX Thor for the initial development. Let me know if you want to see this on Orin in the comments below. We'll need to install prerequisites. OpenShell is NVIDIA's agent container manager. It looks promising. We only need to UV install it. UV is an excellent Python virtual environment and manager. We also need Docker, which I've already installed. Now, if you are to believe this note, you can UV install using this single command. I found that I was able to get it to work after only a long night of debugging. Fortunately, this forced me to brush up on my cursing, which honestly had been getting a little rusty. There are 5 issues to straighten out before OpenShell will run properly on Jetson Thor. First, Jetpack's default firewall setup uses NF tables compatibility mode, but OpenShell's container stack expects traditional IP tables behavior. Switching to IP tables requires building a missing kernel module and installing it. Beyond that, the container platform inside the OpenShell gateway needs the host networking configured differently. A bridge networking module has to be enabled so container networking can come up correctly. IPv6 is another problem. The gateway container sees IPv6 addresses for public registries and tries to use them, but IPv6 is not actually routed correctly in that environment. As a result, image downloads can hang until the connection attempt times out. Finally, the container has to be given proper access to the host's resource controls. Let's get to work. We'll make sure that the system is up to date and upgrades are installed. Next, install the build dependencies. Then install the OpenShell command line binary. That is the one-liner which was supposed to make my life easy. For testing purposes, we install the OpenShell repository. Now we are ready to clone the OpenShell Thor repository and switch to its directory. The first step is to build the IP table raw kernel module and install it. This script downloads the kernel sources, does an out-of-tree build, and installs the module. That's the heavy lift. Step 2 does all the rewiring to connect everything properly. Then we reboot. Be right back. Let's wander over to the OpenShell directory and we'll run a smoke test. No joy. I think we have to start the gateway. I haven't figured out this part yet. Destroy sounds good. Let's try it again. That looks much more promising. This script will go through the different policies on resource access that are installed. Some will be denied, others will pass. It looks like everything worked correctly. Let's move on to NemoClaw. Let's wander over to the NVIDIA NemoClaw webpage and take a look around. There's a link to the GitHub repository. Oh good, another one-line install command. Let's see how many sleepless nights this one is. The NVIDIA NemoClaw repository is on GitHub. There's a lot of material there to look through. The Jetson Hacks repository on GitHub has a repository to help with the NemoClaw install. Fortunately, this one was much more straightforward to get working. I may have to send my honorary pirate eye patch awarded for cursing back. Clone the repository. Then we switch over to the repository's directory. A couple of notes. First, in this demo, we're going to use the Nemotron 3 Nano 30BA 3BNVFP4 model. I pulled this one from Hugging Face, so I generated a HF token. I placed that token in the .bash RC file and exported it. Nemotron 3 is a reasoning model. While there may be a way to turn reasoning on and off within OpenClaw, I did not find it immediately. We are using vLLM to serve the model. We can tell the server to enable reasoning or disable it through kwargs. There are two scripts in the repository, one with reasoning on, the other off. The server starts in a Docker container, downloads vLLM and the model if needed, and sets the reasoning mode. vLLM is around 35 gigabytes and the model is 19. I don't show the download process here, though it makes for spectacular videography. You can take a look at the Nemotron 3 model card to get a better feel for its performance. The second point is that you will need to create a NVIDIA API key during the setup process. I didn't cover this, as it's mostly entering and seeing passwords and keys. However, you will be expected to go through the process to obtain your own key when asked during setup. It's well guided. Take a look around on the NVIDIA build website, lots of models to explore. Back to the install. We have a script to check if our prerequisites are installed. NVM and Node.js are missing. We have a script to help with that. The script modifies .bash RC, so let's source it. We also need to export our HF token. I usually export that in the .bash RC file also. Now we're ready to install NemoClaw. Here we hit enter and start the onboarding process. If you see this error, it's probably from the OpenShell test we were running earlier. We'll stop that container. Oh, a typo. Now, install you little pig dog. Let's give it a name, Claw. With your NVIDIA key, you have access to cloud models. Choose wisely. Here we're running locally, so we don't care. We can choose policy presets here. We'll choose the selected ones, but pick others if you want them. Installation complete. Now we start up the model server. The Docker container will pull down vLLM and the model when needed. Be aware that this is around a 55 gigabyte download when using for the first time. Let's open another terminal and start it up. We can start a status check to see how everything is running. Looking good. Let's grab this little test snippet and start up NemoClaw. Paste our little snippet in and see what happens. Right after the server starts, the first request takes extra time, around a minute. Subsequent requests are at the normal times. Let's try it again. We can monitor the OpenShell terminal to better understand how policies are being handled. Each sandbox has its policies listed. And you can also look at the logs and rules. Finally, we can open the OpenClaw terminal interface. And we're in like Flynn. Here's an experiment. I've told it to reply with one word. I'll type in a statement and it replies correctly. Then I ask it to tell me about OpenClaw. It gives a full response. Then it gives the one-word response. We can open up the OpenClaw web interface. First, we'll forward the port. Next, we get the URL. Unfortunately, there's an issue which forces you to use your OpenClaw token in the URL. You'll see a lot of redactions here. Just pretend you're reading the Epstein files. And we're in the OpenClaw browser. I won't go too deeply into it here, but if you've used OpenClaw before, you're familiar with this. There's a chat interface and an overview. There's a lot to take in. You can interact with most of the application here. You can work with agents and cron jobs, set up your configuration, and so on. There's also links to the OpenClaw documentation. And that takes us to the old man, shaking his fist at the clouds. The machine bears the action, but you bear the responsibility. If the machine acts in your name, your reputation goes with it. Capability is not authority. Prompt injection is untrusted input pretending to be authority. Let me show you this first.
A bad habit that I typically have when I audit a new weird embedded device is I typically try to put this little one-liner in here, and you'll see why this is bad. So what I'm attempting here is, my assumption is that it's a piece of trash embedded device, and they're just passing this Wi-Fi password parameter to a system call, and they're not sanitizing the input.
That puts it in a boot loop. Without containment, a system should be treated as unable to keep secrets. Privacy is not a feature you declare, it is a boundary you enforce. Long-running systems do not fail only by forgetting, they also fail by remembering badly. There is another kind of failure, not understanding what agent systems are for, and remaining blind to what they make possible. The risks are real. The opportunities are real too. Build carefully.